You know that quiet satisfaction when you finally build the getaway you have dreamed of for years. Yeah, mine lasted exactly 3 days. I was sitting on the cedar porch of my brand new lake cabin, breathing pine-sweet air, when a white SUV with a magnetic HOA logo crunched up my gravel drive. Out stepped Karen Mitchell, the self-appointed queen of Pine Hollow Estates. Clipboard, aviator sunglasses, the scent of overconfidence. "Mr. Grant," she announced, "you are in violation of Section 12B. Your cabin exceeds the approved square footage by roughly double." She smiled like she had caught a criminal. "The fine is $40,000, payable in 30 days. $40,000 for the home I built on land I own." I almost laughed. Almost. Karen kept talking about community standards, but I could not hear her over the thrum of my own heartbeat and the single thought pulsing behind it. You have no idea who you are dealing with. Because here is the twist Karen never saw coming, the one you are going to love. That community she claims to protect. I own it. Every lot. Every scrap of dirt her clipboard pretends to control. But I did not tell her. Not yet. Revenge tastes better slow. I bought Pine Hollow years ago, piece by piece, after the original developer went bankrupt. My plan was simple. Hold the land, keep a few lots for myself, sell the rest when prices climbed. In the meantime, the HOA board, run by Karen, kept the place tidy. Fine by me. When I finally built my lake cabin, an A-frame with wraparound windows, it was not even that big. Sure, bigger than the HOA outdated 1,200 square foot maximum, but those rules only applied to deeded owners. Or so I thought. Karen strutted onto my porch like a mall cop in a power fantasy. Failure to comply will result in additional daily penalties, she warned, tapping her clipboard for dramatic effect. I explained, calmly, that the lot was still technically under my LLC, and the HOA bylaws did not cover developer-retained parcels. Her grin tightened. "We have updated the bylaws," she said, retroactively, like she had just invented time travel. That evening, I found a neon orange violation notice stapled to my new cedar door, a $500 administrative fee tacked on. 2 neighbors, Tom and Ellie, texted me screenshots of a Facebook post Karen made accusing me of destroying community character. The next morning, the county inspector showed up, uninvited, holding a concerned citizen complaint. Karen handiwork. I kept my voice level. "Everything is to code," I told the inspector. He shrugged, found nothing wrong, and left. But the message was clear. Karen was not stopping. Within a week, the fines stacked like bad poker chips. $500 a day plus environmental impact assessments, plus an absurd claim that my shoreline fire pit threatened the lake aesthetic harmony. I started each morning peeling another fluorescent notice off my door. Neighbors began whispering. Some avoided eye contact, others offered quiet solidarity. Tom, the retired firefighter across the inlet, shook his head. "She is gunning for you, man." Karen escalated from paperwork to sabotage. One evening, I returned from town to find my construction gate padlock cut and a chain across my driveway. A sign read, "Stop work, HOA order." My security cameras caught her in broad daylight bolt cutters, flashing like silver fangs. I could have called the sheriff. Instead, I installed better cameras and a trail of subtle Easter eggs motion sensor lights that flared when she set foot on my property. A Bluetooth speaker that triggered a low wolf howl when motion tripped at night. Childish. Maybe. Satisfying. Absolutely. Then came the anonymous letters, thinly veiled threats about making life difficult if I did not respect community authority. My lawyer laughed when I showed him. "They do not have a legal leg to stand on," he said, "but they can sure make noise." Meanwhile, Karen held emergency HOA meetings packed with dramatic speeches about outsiders ruining Pine Hollow. Her minions voted to double my fines. One neighbor filmed it for me, every smug word. I played it cool, paid nothing, built everything. The cabin glass walls went up, catching sunrise like a cathedral. Each nail I drove felt like a tiny rebellion. But behind my calm smile, I was drafting something bigger than a wolf howl prank. A plan measured not in dollars, but in deeds. Because while Karen obsessed over fines, she had forgotten one small, crucial detail about Pine Hollow Estates. I still owned more than 80% of the undeveloped lots, and with that majority came voting power. The power to dissolve the HOA or make it dance. I poured another cup of coffee, watching Karen pace my shoreline from a distance, clipboard clutched like a shield. The time to fight back was getting close. I spent a week playing the polite victim, letting Karen think her storm of fines and Facebook rants had me cornered. All the while, I was lining up signatures from the handful of other lot owners, people long tired of her reign. The final step was a special meeting call. According to bylaws, any owner with more than 60% voting rights could demand a vote to restructure or dissolve the HOA. Guess who cleared that bar? The meeting took place in the little lakeside pavilion Karen loved to treat as her throne room. She arrived early, stacked with binders ready to recite violations. The other owners filtered in, some curious, some quietly grinning. I stood and spoke first. Calm, clear. I own the majority of Pine Hollow Estates. Effective today, I am calling a vote to remove the current HOA board and rewrite the bylaws. Silence. Then whispers. Karen sputtered. You cannot do that. I can, and we will. Hands rose. Every single neighbor except Karen voted yes. Motion passed. Karen's face drained of color as I added one more note. Effective immediately, all fines levied against my property are null and void, and any future construction will follow updated guidelines, starting with no maximum cabin size. Applause broke out. Even Tom's old Labrador barked like a seal of approval. Karen stormed out without a word. I watched her drive away, her taillights fading like the end of a bad movie. The next morning, the lake was glass calm. Sunlight spilled through my cabin windows like a slow, golden apology. I took a long breath. Sometimes the best revenge is not a fight. It is a quiet morning, when the only sound is the water lapping the shore you own. What would you have done if your HOA tried to pull this on you? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you made it this far, type justice served, so I know you were here when the neighborhood crown finally changed hands.